Have you ever felt like you're trying your best, but somehow life still doesn't move forward? You think you're making decisions. You think you're in control. But what if I tell you most of the time, you're not deciding anything at all? Your brain is. And the scariest part? Your brain lies to you, every single day. Not because it hates you, but because it's designed to protect itself, not to make you successful. From the moment you wake up till the moment you sleep, your mind quietly edits reality for you. It hides certain truths. It exaggerates fears. It creates excuses that feel logical. And you believe them. You believe you're being realistic. But in reality, you're being controlled. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Your brain is lazy. It doesn't like effort. It doesn't like uncertainty. It doesn't like change. So whenever you think about doing something risky, starting a new channel, changing your life, trying again after failure, your brain immediately sends you a signal. Don't. Not loudly. Not clearly. It says things like, Abhi time thik nahi hai. Log kia ke henji. Peli bi try kia the, kia mila. And because these thoughts sound reasonable, you assume they're true. But they're not. They're defense mechanisms. Your brain evolved thousands of years ago to keep you alive, not to help you grow. Back then, staying the same meant survival. Today, staying the same means stagnation. But your brain doesn't know the difference. That's lie number one. Now let's talk about something deeper. Have you noticed how your mind always remembers failures more clearly than wins? One mistake stays with you for years. One embarrassing moment replays again and again. But your successes? They fade quickly. That's not bad luck. That's negativity bias. Your brain gives more importance to pain than pleasure. Because pain once meant danger. So when your video doesn't get views, your brain doesn't say, "This is normal. New channels take time." It says, "Dekha, tum aisi nahi hoga." And slowly, that voice becomes your own. You start calling it self-awareness. But it's actually self-sabotage. Here's another lie your brain tells you. If you think more, you'll decide better. Sounds smart, right? But overthinking is not intelligence. It's fear in disguise. When you overthink, your brain is not solving problems. It's avoiding responsibility. It keeps you stuck in planning, so you never have to face failure. That's why people with high intelligence often stay stuck longer. They analyze so much that they never act. Action feels dangerous. Thinking feels safe. So the brain chooses thinking. Again, not for success. For comfort. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you waited for motivation? For confidence? For the right moment? That's another lie. Motivation doesn't come before action. It comes after action. Confidence is not a requirement. It's a reward. But your brain reverses the order. It says, Jab ready ho jog, tab shuru karyan ji. And that day never comes. Because the brain will never declare you ready. Its job is to keep you safe, not brave. Now listen carefully, because this part matters. Your brain learns patterns. If you quit once, it becomes easier to quit again. If you stop after low views, your brain records, stopping equals relief. And next time, it pushes you to stop faster. That's how people slowly lose their dreams. Not in one big failure, but in small moments of giving up. But the reverse is also true. If you continue despite fear, your brain updates its data. It learns. We survived this. And slowly, resistance becomes weaker. This is why discipline beats motivation every time. Now let's talk about the most dangerous lie. Your brain makes you believe that your thoughts are facts. Just because you think, "I'm not good enough," doesn't mean it's true. But the brain presents thoughts as reality. No warning. No label. It never says, "This is just a thought." It says, "This is who you are." And if you don't question it, you live according to it. This is where awareness changes everything. The moment you stop trusting every thought, you take back control. You don't fight the brain. You observe it. You say, "Okay, I see what you're doing." Fear doesn't disappear, but it loses authority. Here's the truth no one tells you. Your brain will never fully support your growth. You have to lead it. Like a child that's scared of the dark. Your mind needs direction, not obedience. You don't wait for fear to go away. You move with it. You don't wait for clarity. You create it through action. And one day, something strange happens. The same brain that once stopped you starts helping you. Because now, it has proof. Proof that you don't die from trying. Proof that discomfort is survivable. Proof that growth is possible. So if you're watching this right now, feeling tired, disappointed, questioning everything, understand this. Nothing is wrong with you. Your brain is just doing its old job. In a new world. And the moment you realize that, you stop being controlled. And start becoming conscious. That's where change actually begins.